Welcome to IT with IT. Today, we're digging into the huge updates to PCI DSS version 4.0.1, the global standard for keeping payment card data safe.
And that question right there, that's exactly what the latest version of the Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard is trying to get us to think about.
So what is PCI DSS, really? Think of it as the essential rulebook for any business that accepts card payments. It's all about cutting down on fraud and stopping data breaches. So let's jump into the most significant change of all.
You know, the biggest change in version 4.0.1 isn't just some new rule. It's a fundamental shift in how we should all be thinking about security.
We're moving away from this old idea of just, cramming for a test once a year. The new philosophy is all about constant vigilance, because the threats are always changing. It's no longer enough to be secure on audit day. You have to be secure every single day.
And it all really boils down to these three pillars. You've got safe handling, how you collect and send data. Secure storage, pretty self-explanatory, right? Encrypting it, monitoring it, and then annual validation, proving that your security actually works. These are the absolute foundation.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Since that March 31st, 2025 deadline came and went, a bunch of things that used to be just best practices are now absolutely mandatory.
And we're not talking about minor tweaks here. These are major upgrades. We're talking about real-time web defense with tools like web application firewalls, much stronger passwords, and getting a way deeper look inside your own network. This new focus really hones in on some of the most vulnerable spots.
Yeah, like digital skimming. A huge focus of the new standard is locking down the customer's browser, because that's become a massive target for criminals trying to steal data.
This is a direct shot at those mage cart-style attacks. Where sneaky scripts steal card info right from the payment page as the customer is typing it in. The new controls, like keeping an inventory of your scripts and checking their integrity, are designed to make these attacks way harder to pull off.
And speaking of making things harder for attackers, weak credentials are a top way for them to get in, so the standard raised the bar a lot.
12. That's the new magic number for the minimum length of passwords. And look, going from 8 to 12 characters might not sound like a huge leap, but in terms of security, it's massive. We're talking about increasing the time to crack a password from maybe a few days to literally centuries, making those brute force attacks basically useless. But hey, security isn't just about locking the front door anymore. The new mandates force us to take a much harder look inside our own systems.
These controls mean that even if an attacker does get inside, it's way harder for them to do any real damage. Authenticated scanning finds hidden weaknesses, anti-phishing tech stops social engineering, and regular access reviews prevent that privilege creep where people just accumulate access they don't need anymore. So, with all these new rules, how do businesses actually prove they're following them?
So, how does a company actually prove it's meeting all these new standards? Well, it really depends on how big you are.
While the method varies, every single organization has to validate its compliance every year. The biggest merchants, the ones processing over 6 million transactions, they face a really rigorous on-site audit. But smaller businesses can often use what's called a self-assessment questionnaire, or SAQ.
Now this next point is absolutely critical. Even if you use a third-party service for your payments, you can't just wash your hands of it. You are still on the hook. The ultimate responsibility is yours to make sure they're compliant and that your integration with them is secure.
Okay, so when you take a step back and look at all these changes together, the constant monitoring, the tougher internal controls, that shared responsibility piece, a really clear picture starts to form.
What this new standard is really demanding is a culture shift. Security can't just be an IT task anymore. It has to be baked into the company's DNA. We're talking formalized risk analysis, documented procedures, and getting everyone on board. It's about turning compliance from a frantic once-a-year project into just how you do business day in and day out.
And that really brings us to the ultimate question this new standard is asking all of us. Is security just a department in your company, or is it part of your culture? It's challenging everyone to stop thinking of security as a checklist and start treating it like a core value. That's a wrap for today's video. For detailed content, please check out our blog. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Do you agree, disagree, or have something to add? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.